Well, the fourth episode gives us what happens mostly in Alaska for our 2015 crew in Parallels and Interiors, which, again, very descriptive titles in the sense of the parallels, of course, the two time periods. And Interiors, well, the search for Hiroshi continues, of course. And he leaves behind a trail of pencil shavings. Now, some of that, I'm like, well, I guess, yes, his family would know that about him, his habit to do that, to where he sharpens pencils with a knife. And so his son, they get in an argument during the disaster that they're in. There's a monster who seems to feed on heat, but you're in somewhere in Alaska. but this one really has some Lovecraftian looks to it as well, in this monster. And so I think, oh, maybe this one is from, another dimension, or that one of those, But you see what happened to Hiroshi's crew and all of that sort of stuff. But there is a base there, and the son does find it. And so, in keeping with the nods to, I think, almost, it would certainly have to be that they kind of did this with Kurt Russell and The Thing. And here they are in the cold. They're being, hunted by this monster. And but also the base itself, when he finds it, and he looks around and gets an idea of what's going on. But nevertheless, it is kind of like, oh, it's like the abandoned base from the Thing movie and stuff. So it's a cool little aesthetic, if you will. But a lot of it is, of course, being lost in the cold. He hallucinates and this sort of thing, and also you get some inkling into his relationship with his girlfriend, and so on and so forth. But eventually, they split because they disagree on which direction they should go. He decides he wants to go here because he claims he got a glimpse of a base, and they're not sure that because they didn't see it. Well, it turns out he did because it's there, so he didn't hallucinate that. So, hey, it works out, huh? Meanwhile, his girlfriend fell into a little puddle, and of course, you're in, the freezing temperatures of the of an Alaskan wasteland, and this was during an attack by the monster and whatnot. And so now she's in dire straits and in trouble, and but fortunately, ultimately, she doesn't have frostbite or whatever. But she was developing the symptoms of hypothermia and whatnot, and they try to save her, and they do. Kintaro does make contact, and they get a rescue at the end, and they escape. Barely, but they do with some tactics of using explosives and fire, primarily just to distract the creature. So, but it all works out, and so there you go. But a cool little adventure, and more to the mystery of Hiroshi and all that plays out in the episode, and just all around well done. Some of the scenes you could easily tell, yes, of course, they're in a green screen room, but doesn't matter. The performance and stuff, and the essence of it captures you and keeps you within the overall, again, mystery and intrigue of the story. And there's this giant monster in it, so that's what you want. So it gives you pretty much everything you could possibly ask for. And also the creature, it would consume the heat, but it also seemed to have like Iceman powers because their pilot unfortunately met his fate, and it froze him. So it's able to just breathe the cold so severely, like Iceman or like Superman, I guess. And we'll just encase you in ice, and that's it for you. So weird creature, but I've never met a creature from another dimension. How do I know they wouldn't be able to do that? So you can see why this particular thing would be attracted to the cold. But it was interesting that it seemed to consume the fire. I don't know if it was like, or perhaps it wasn't consuming. It was just putting it out. Maybe I got that wrong, because it sees that as a threat or what have you. And it wants everything frozen cold. As for how it survives out there, I don't know. I guess it's eating whales or something, and it's underneath and stuff, because not a lot of traffic out there, you know. But anyway, so they didn't become a frozen dinner for this creature. They managed to make their escape and to continue this mysterious narrative in this monsterverse. So, Parallels and Interiors, 4 episodes, pretty damn good. So far, so good. We'll see what happens next, and I hope whatever the problem is, that people are saying I just didn't want to see the spoilers or anything. So hopefully it's not too bad, but then again, odds are it is, and that's unfortunate, and I hope it's not, because, man, these are 4 great episodes of a very good series. But it's happened before. These things get sabotaged. Usually in the old days, like Walking Dead, it took a while. They got there, and not so, well, I guess they did do some woke elements later, but it just became repetitive and stupid, you know. But this just started, so but hopefully it doesn't get derailed, but you got to expect it. But anyway, 4 episodes are pretty damn solid, and so as of that, I do recommend those.